Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to online classes and have a pleasant morning to all of you. Now, I, Ajay Kumar, your English teacher, is going to teach you a new story, the Narayanpur Incident, Section 2 of Unit 3. And this story is written by Sarshi Deshpande. So let us start with the author first. Who was he and what he has done? Sashi Deshpande was born in it's Dharwar, Karnataka. Dharwar is a district in Karnataka state in 1938 and educated in Mumbai and Bangalore. She was a novelist, short story writer, and essayist. She has been bestowed to Sahitya Akademi Award and the Padma Shri for her contributions to literature. Right. So this was a short description about Sashi Deshpande. Right. Now, actually, dear student, this story is a real life story. No, this is a real life story, and it is about the heroes of freedom fighter, freedom fight, right? The persons who took part and or participated in the freedom fight and the freedom movement, right? Earlier, in late 1948 or somewhere, it is the story of 1942, 1940s to 1950s, between that, right? So this story is based on real life incident, and this is something which you should know uh, as a history also, right? The year is 1942 when this incident, the Narayanpur incident, happened, and the time was like Quit India movement. क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट, भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन जो चला था उसके बारे में है. राइट. नाउ अ टीचर इन अ स्मॉल टाउन, a follower of Gandhiji, has been arrested. His elder son, 18-year-old Mohan, younger son Babu, aged 13, and daughter Manju, 2 years younger, are also keen to participate in the struggle against the British. Right. So there are three characters named here. The first one is Mohan. He is actually 18-year-old, and his younger son, his younger brother Babu, is 13, and daughter 11-year. Right. And his father, their father is a teacher who was actually a follower of Gandhiji, has been arrested by the British cops, British police. Now, let us read the story and I'll explain it accordingly, para by para, right? Now, Manju had settled down with a book when she was startled by Babu's urgent hiss almost in her ear. Manju, I say Manju. Manju looked up from her book with a start. Oh, Babu, what is it? How you startled me. Listen, I'm going out. Want to come with me? Where? I'll tell you later. If you want to come, just say so and come quickly. But Amma, we will be home before Amma. Are you coming? If not, I'm off. Manju jumped up in a flurry. I'm coming, wait for me. Now, in these lines in this para, you can see how two of the brother and sister are communicating with each other. The conversation is about going somewhere out. Now, where they were going, it was clear to only Babu and not to Manju. So she was questioning a lot, and she was also showing her concern about Amma. Amma is like mother, their mother. So she was quite concerned about her Amma's anger and all that, that if she'll not found Manju at home, she'll start getting angry on her. So the brother Babu was actually in hurry, and what was the reason of that hurriedness, we'll come to know in the latter part of this story. Next para will come to know. So this was a conversation between both of them, and last she agreed to move on with Babu, his elder brother, and they just went out of the house. Babu was waiting with the huge lock and key when Manju came out. He locked the door, gave the lock a tug to make sure it was locked, then thrust the key at Manju. Now she asked Babu impatiently, "Tell me where we are going." "To watch a procession." "Walk fast, we may be late." "What procession? Whose procession? Where?" "The college students are taking out a procession from their college to the collector's office. Mohan told me we could watch. He says it is going to be peaceful." So in this para, the author says that since Manju also agreed with Babu to go out, and actually now she's gonna get the answer that where they were going. So when she came out, Babu was actually standing out of the gate, and he was having a huge lock in his in his hand with the key. And as soon as he locked, like as we do, it's a human nature that we are tugging, we are just pulling down the lock to just make sure that it is locked completely, right? It is not left unlocked. So tug means to check the things by pulling it down, that whether it is locked or not. So he just tugged the lock, and then after, when he felt sure that the lock is completely okay, then he thrust the key, like he just given the key to Manju, right? Just thrown the key at Manju, and the Manju took the key or catch the key, right? Now she asked impatiently, because the answer she hasn't got till now, that where they were going. Then Babu replied that they are going to watch a procession. Procession is a you can say march of many people against the you can say against the rules of government, or against the rule of any mismanagement or anything. So that is a called procession. It's a systematic way of showing your anger or your disagreement with the administration or government, right? So then she asked that what type of procession they are going watch, whose procession, who is the part of that, and where it was. So Babu replied that this was college student, and actually Mohan, their elder brother, was also being the part of that procession, and they were going till collector's office. And since Mohan has called them and informed them that it will be a peaceful procession, so they can go and they can watch that, right? There's no harm in going there and watching the procession, right? It will be like as a support to the students, that local public is also supporting their procession, right? Now there were already now there were already some people lining the roads. Manju and Babu found a good spot almost opposite the gate of collector's compound. They had to wait for some time. In a while it began to rain. It had been drizzling off and on since the morning, but this was a heavy downpour, the usual monsoon rain, heavy and steady. People rushed for shelter. Manju and Babu sheltered themselves under a large tamarind tree. Okay, so after having conversation with Babu that he told it will be a peaceful procession, they actually marched. They just walked to the collector's road, and they when they went there, they saw that no people are already lining up in there on the road, and they were just trying to find a spot, a place from where they can see the procession standing up, right? So they found the good spot. Almost it was opposite of the gate of collector's compound where the procession was about to reach, right? And they were just waiting that the procession will come, and then they will support. They will watch how it is going to take part. It will happen. However, in between that, no, the rain began to the rain began, right? And it was drizzling from since morning time. Drizzling means bunda bandi hona, like not a continuous and heavy rainfall, but drizzling means uh, like uh, like very less shower type of no uh, water was coming down from the sky, right? But now this has grown up, risen up, and it is now हैवी डाउन पावर. अब जो है बारिश बहुत तेज होना शुरू हो गया. डाउन पावर इज लाइक हैवी रेनफॉल. ओके, एंड नाउ इट विल बी steady for some time because it is the usual monsoon time, and in the monsoon time the rain becomes heavy and steady, right? So people then started walking down to the safer place and safer shelter so that they can save themselves from getting wet, right? And in the same accordance, Manju and Babu also sheltered themselves under a large tamarind tree. Now soon they heard the magical word, they are coming, they are coming. The children, like the others, rushed out heedless of the rain. Policemen now appeared all along the road. Some of them walked in front of the students, some by their sides, but the students marched as if the police did not exist. They walked in complete silence. There were no slogans, no shouts, just a shuffle of feet, the drip, drip of rain, and a low murmur from the watching crowd. In this para, the author says, actually, the people and the public and the brother and sister of Mohan were watching, waiting for the procession, right? And in between, the rain started, but when they came, chanting there were no slogans. Actually, it was a silent procession in which nobody was shouting anything, right? So as soon as they appeared on the road, the main road of collector's office, since there were the cops, the policemen were patrolling there to make sure that nothing wrong should happen there, nothing bad should happen there. Okay, so as soon as they saw, the people started chanting that they are coming, they are coming. And many, even the children and the other who just came to see them, right? So then after they forgot that how the rain is happening, whether it is downpour or heavy rainfall or steady, everyone was now getting wet into the rain. And even the policemen also accompanied. Some of the policemen were on the road, and some of them just following up the march, walking together with they were not supporting them, they were doing their duty actually there, right? And some of them was walking their sides. And as soon as they came in front of the students started ignoring those policemen, right? They shone them like they did not care about them. those police men, and they does not even exist. Okay, and they continued to walk silently. It was a complete silence because there were no slogans, no shouts, and it was only the shuffle of their feet. Actually, they were walking, and the other sound which could be heard there was a drip drip sound of the rain, and some people who were murmuring from the crowd who were standing there to watch the procession, they were also murmuring. So these all sounds were coming on. Now Babu and Manju looked eagerly for Mohan. Yes, there he was, dressed in white pajamas and a cream colored shirt with another boy, both holding aloft a picture of Mahatma. Their arms must have acted holding it up the way for so long, but their faces were expressionless. In this para, it says that to whom they came to watch was Mohan, his elder brother. And their eyes were, Babu and Manju's eyes were eagerly waiting for Mohan. So as soon as Mohan appeared in front of their eyes, they got so excited. And the author says the Mohan was wearing white pajama. That is a, like you can say, typical leader type of dress, right? And a cream colored shirt. And actually he was holding a lot of picture actually, and he was not only the person, a boy, another boy was also holding that loaf of picture. Both were holding it up above their waist, and it seemed like it might have for holding it for so long time, it might be aching to them, but there was no feel of pain on their face. It was very expressionless, that it was like nothing is gonna hurt them, right? Now the leaders of the procession, Suman was one of them. They saw in excitement had reached the barred gates. A police officer, he was the DSP. Mohan told them later, came up to them. There was some conversation between him and the students. The students seemed to be arguing. The rain had listened now, and the police officer took off his hat and ruffled his hair. Once he laughed, showing all his teeth, but the student remained serious. One of them handed him a piece of paper. He took without glancing at it and nodded. The students turned their back on him, and one of them shouted, Mahatma Gandhi ki Jai, Jai. The others shouted back loudly, and then they briskly marched back the way they had come. So in this para it says that now the leader of the procession was Suman. Suman was the leader of this whole gathered crowd, people who were doing procession. Okay, and when they saw Suman, everyone became excited, because they have reached to the barred gate. Barred gate means the blocked gate. You cannot enter inside without permission. If you want to enter, you have to get permission. So that is called barred gates. And when they reached there, a police officer, he was the DSP, Deputy Superintendent of Police is the full form of DSP. So Mohan just went there and told them that he just had a conversation with the student, between him and the student, and they were arguing different things, because there were many heads there. It was a crowd, so everyone was there to support each other. And during that, the rain had listened. So it was again a great enthusiasm bringing up into them, right? So after having this conversation between the students and him, they handed over a piece of paper. And when the rain had listened, the cops took out their hat and they started ruffling their hair. Ruffling their hair, ruffled his hair means arranging with the help of fingers. We are also doing the same thing when we feel like our hair is disarranged by the air or by anything. So we do arrange our hair with the help of fingers, moving our palms slowly on our head. So in the same way, the cops and policemen were doing so. And when they were doing so, so the policemen started laughing and showing their teeth and just mocking them. You can say they were mocking to the students' procession. Okay. Meanwhile, the students went there and they handed over a piece of paper to that DSP, and the police officer reaction was nothing. Just he did not gave any glance to that paper, did not open the paper and read what it was written there, but he nodded actually only. And then after, the student turned their backs, and they turned their backs like they started to returning back to their home, or from where they have started this procession. Okay. And while doing so, while returning back, they started one of them started saying Gandhi ji ki jai. Okay. And others also followed him back, shouting loudly. And then they briskly marched back to the way they had come. Briskly means fastly. And after that, they came back to their own place from where they have started the procession. So dear student, I believe and I hope you have understood this part of the chapter. This is the first part of the chapter. Now we'll continue this chapter next day. It will be in 3 parts: part 1, part 2 and part 3. Okay. And part 3 will also comprise of the question answer, dealing exercises and all that. And for your help, I'll do one more thing, that I'll be providing you the link into the description box of my channel. If you are not getting the assignment or homework in the group, if you have missed there, then you may download it from the link by clicking on the link given in the description box of my channel and this this chapter which I am teaching you. Okay. So dear student, now we'll meet next day with next part of this story. Till then, bye, take care and have a nice day. Thank you.